And welcome to another episode of From the Rubble, which is my Let's Build series set in a post-apocalyptic, heavily modded Minecraft world. So in the past few episodes, actually, we've been working toward building an alternator, which let me connect my my windmills from the Create mod with pretty much most of the other machinery from thermal engineering, which is all this stuff. The good news is I finally succeeded. The bad news is I've come to realize that the way things are set up, it certainly works, but it's a bit inconvenient. And I'm not really talking about the alternator right now. I'm talking about everything else. So I'm thinking about moving everything else up here, specifically my furnaces for making slag, my composter for making bone meal, and looking at the power requirements, yeah, I was thinking maybe I could actually use this induction smelter, because it has some automation elements built into it. But to do that, I would actually need to split power out to both. And I know the thermal series has, well, not power lines, not cables, but some type of like, I don't know, conduit or ducting or something that lets you run power. And so maybe that's what we should do. Conduit? No. Nope. Line? Way too many things. There is a thermal series, I think, has a book that explains how to do everything. I might actually have it someplace. It might be down in storage. Way too many things with a book in it. So let's just go with thermal series. Let's see if we can find it this way. Don't see a book. There's all the different ores. There's devices. There's a bunch of different liquids. I don't really see anything that looks like it would transfer power, though. I sure hope it's that stick bug making all that noise next to me, and not something far more sinister. That's back where I started. So where is it, everything? Let's update saw blade. Oh, hold it. I was on page 4. Okay, let's try it. Page 3 is food and seeds. Oh. Flux duct, fluid duct. I think the flux duct is it, right? Because RF is actually like redstone flux, right? Isn't that what it stands for? So this requires glass and redstone. What else we got? Redstone flux. Hold shift for details. Redstone. Yeah, redstone flux cell is a battery. Holds a million RF. So that means this flux duct has got to be a power transfer device, and it uses lead. Well, we definitely have lead, glass, and redstone. So we can make those. It's not as tricky or as expensive as I thought. The next problem is I've got 2 full-size windmills and they're generating 5,000 RF. Just under 5,000 RF. I'm not quite sure how much. I mean, So this holds 50,000. And it seems to be... I'm not quite sure if I have enough, like if I try to run both at the same time. I don't know if I'm generating enough power to keep both going at the same time. I just don't know. Num 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 num. Well, I'll table that for now. Well, in the American sense, I'll put a pin in it, right? We'll come back to it later. We need to also do a bit of a yard work here. We need to generate some experience levels so that we can re-enchant my helmet. Because we enchanted it before and it's most of the way where it needs to be, but it's not quite there. So let's make some room in the inventory. And let's pick up the stuff we're going to transfer. Let's grab those peppers too. So put the peppers in here. I'm pretty sure, yep, those are the first peppers we've gotten so far. First ghost peppers. Throw this stuff in, and how much of this can be consolidated? Nuggets, emeralds. That's it. We got a bunch of lead ore, so that's not a problem. Okay, let's consolidate those. It's Agnes over there making all the racket. Not Agnes. Angus. I'm sorry, Angus. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. Slag, charcoal. Okay, let's pick these up. Maybe we'll go upstairs, we'll set this stuff up. Maybe we'll enclose it to get it out of the elements. It's not the permanent home for automation, but we need to be more efficient, I think. Pick this stuff up. We'll leave that for now. We'll come back and get it later. Looking to see if I have a bunch of extra chests or anything. I don't. Let's put the slag in here for now. I changed my mind. Let's take the slag with us so that we can test our systems. And let's take whatever gravel we got and sand. That way we can start working this stuff immediately. Okay. So, ultimately, I in a previous episode, I showed the plans for this space, and there will be like a whole level dedicated to manufacturing, automation, stuff like that. But we're not ready for that yet. But so it's a but. Doing things the way we have been doing them is like got to be the most painful way to do it. So we need something better. So I'm going to put the composter apparatus over here. So I'm going to put a hopper into this chest, and then I'm going to put the composter on the hopper. And then I'm going to put a hopper into the composter. And then I'm going to put a chest on that last hopper. And there we go. That's as compact as I can get it. Meanwhile, over there, what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to set up semi-automated furnaces. So the furnaces can be fed by hoppers, both for fuel and for stuff to smelt. That means I'm going to need a hopper for each of those. For each furnace, I'll need a hopper for fuel and a hopper for stuff to smelt. And then I want to have all of them empty into one double large chest. So I guess I'm going to need 6 hoppers, 8 chests, and of course 3 furnaces, because that's all I can fit around the double chests. I mean, you can fit many furnaces around, but with all the hoppers and stuff, they take up a lot of space. So only 3 will fit there. And of course, I'm using wooden hoppers because they're cheap. They'll work fine, but it requires wood, a lot of wood, and I've been using it up lately. So, okay. Let's I want to make the generic Minecraft chest, so but before that, let's take the bark off of all this wood. Man, the wind is really... Of course, Minecraft doesn't have real wind. You don't see trees swaying or anything really, but if you listen to it, it sounds like we got a windstorm going, or there's a 747 on approach getting ready to land on us. Speaking of that, by this time tomorrow, I'll be at the airport waiting to board a flight to Washington, D.C., where I'll be spending spring break with the family. Though by the time this comes out, we will have already gone. We'll already be there. So, okay. So let's put the chests here, but we need to do them from the side. Like this. There you go. Okay, then we'll hook up hoppers to the chests from the sides and the edge there. I'm going to need more hoppers. And to build a hopper, I need to have a chest. So let's get some more chests. And then let's put, we need planks first on. So let's make some planks. Let's put the chests in. I need more planks. Okay, now put the chests in. Set up the planks in a V pattern or a Y pattern, depending on how you look at it. Okay. Wow, that was quick. I didn't think it would grow so fast. So, hopper, hopper, hopper. Okay. Now, we put our furnaces up here. Furnace. Furnace. And furnace. Now, if you put a hopper connected to the side of the furnace, that's where your fuel will go in. Anything you put in that hopper will go into the fuel slot, if applicable. Otherwise, it'll get stuck in the hopper. I'm going to need more hoppers. And chests. So then, let's see. I'm going to need 3 more hoppers to feed the furnaces. And then 6 chests. So let's put this here. Again, the V or the Y formation, depending how you look at it. And I'm going to need 1 more chest. So the only way I can, because of the mods I have, if you use a certain type of wood to make a chest, then you get a chest of that type of wood. If you want the generic Minecraft chests, you're going to have to use logs to create 4 at a time. That's why I do that. Okay. Chest. And chest. And another chest. Okay, those are for smelting stuff. There we go. That's for fuel. That's fuel. And that's fuel. So this is pretty much done. It looks goofy as all get out, but I think it'll work fine. Of course, the only way to tell is to test it. So we'll put some fuel in here, and we'll check the furnace, and yeah, the fuel's working. So we can grab some more stuff to smelt here. Okay. And put the smeltables in the chest above. This means, there you go. So the furnaces are semi-automated, and any output should wind up in the big chest at the bottom. So let's just kind of distribute the work here and the fuel. I don't want to put any sand in there. I don't want glass at the moment. And we can put another chest here, and this is where we'll put the stuff for making rich soil and dyes. And at that point, we're ready for success, I think. So up here, we're generating cobblestone. We're grinding up the cobblestone. We're using the gravel and the sand that we ground the cobblestone up into to make smelt into slag, and using the slag and the sand for making concrete. And doing the yard work will let us get us stuff to go in the composter, which will get us bone meal, which gets us the white dye, which is necessary for making light gray concrete, which is what we're going to basically build the base out of. And it's all, you know, within a second or 2 second walk of each other. So this is going to greatly speed that aspect of it up. Ooh, it's nice and quiet up here. That's just an illusion, though. As soon as we get up here, I think it's going to get loud again, right? There we go. We're outside the wall of trees. The wall of leaf blocks is what it is. Okay. It's a beautiful afternoon or evening, depending on how you want to look at it. Man, guys, he sounds upset. Oh, maybe he's upset because he knew it was going to rain. You know, my wife can feel when the pressure starts changing. It gives her a headache. So maybe he knew too. Oh, you know what it is? You can't feed a composter from the middle. You got to feed it from the top. So where'd the hopper go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's take the hopper and feed it into the top. And then put the chest on. There we go. It's working. I can hear it. Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. With that stuff done, let's see. Grab what we can. And let's use this flint to help generate extra sand, because that's how that works. Let's debark a bunch of logs. And that goes quick and easy. I think I told you, like when I first started playing with Farmers Delight and I ran into this mechanic, I knew how to do it. I knew I didn't know how to do it this fast, right? Because what I'm doing now is I'm just holding down the use key, and it's doing this automatically. I didn't know you could do that. And so to do each one of these, I was manually switching back and forth, right? I would plop down a log. Okay. Then I'd right click on it with the axe. Then I would replace the log with a new log and do the whole thing. And I was doing it manually. And oh my gosh, you go through a single stack of logs. I give myself a carpal tunnel syndrome all in one shot. It was rough. Then I learned you can just hold it down and pull down the mouse button and go. So that's obviously what I do now. And it's working. We got slag in the big chest. So we are good to go. Let's put all this stuff in here. Okay, let's pop a snooze. Turn off the rain and the dark. And we're good. Okay, now, boy. So, what I like to do now is a lot of gardening. We need supplies. We need stuff to compost. And I need experience levels to properly enchant all my stuff. If you remember, in this world, because the way the landscape is structured, we don't have a bunch of broken nether portals like you do in another Minecraft world. And to add to that, I put in a mod, because those broken nether portals are in fact structures, right? And I have a mod in here to make the world seem more empty. That reduces the number of structures. It basically cuts it down to 1/8 of what it would be otherwise. And all of that's important because without doing some weird stuff in the nether, the only way I'm going to find crying obsidian, which will allow me to upgrade my enchantment infuser, is to find those nether portals, those broken nether portals. And since I don't have access to enough of them, I have an enchantment infuser. That was great. But now I don't have the access to the advanced one. And what the advanced one allows you to do is to take an item that's enchanted and easily swap out and modify the enchantments on it, right? let's put the sword here in my offhand so I can heal it while I'm doing this. So with the advanced enchantment infuser, you know, I can just easily, as experience levels come in, I can turn around and just add them to the list. But I don't have that. So what that means is the regular enchantment infuser, you can enchant it however you want, all at once and up front. But once it's enchanted, you can't do anything else with it, right? And that's my quandary. So currently my helmet has a good selection of enchantments on it, but not quite all the ones I want, because that would require 35 experience levels. I didn't have 35 experience levels, so I used what I could. And then what will so now when I do get to 35 experience levels, I will I must have harvested those recently. Anyway, when I do get to 35 experience levels, I can go back and remove all the enchantments off the helmet and then put all of them on there at once, which is pretty sweet. Now, what I'm thinking is if I can get close enough, I could use the grindstone to pull the enchantments off of the helmet, and maybe the extra experience I pull will be enough to get me to 35, and then I can do it, right? So that's thinking that I got going on right now. That's what I'm planning to do right now. And short of trying to kill oodles of things, which would then damage my equipment, which exacerbates this whole problem, because I mean, one of the enchantments I need is the mending enchantment, so that I don't lose my gear. Because if you go way back, when I got this gear, this tactical gear from Le Raisin, or Le Raison, or whatever you want to call it, it's cool stuff, very god-awful expensive. It used a mess of iron and other stuff to make this armor. Now, of course, I clop along, I clop along like a tortoise with broken leg, but I do feel pretty secure. I feel a little bit like a tank. So, and so far we have fully enchanted my sword and the chest plate. So we're off to a good start. The enchanted chest plate is why I have so many health hearts, right? So much health. Because I think it's the vitality enchantment, which basically increases maximum health. So in case you're wondering how and why that happened. Okay, these cabbages will come in handy soon for making sandwiches. I think actually I have all the stuff I need to make the sandwiches. I just kind of need to make them. So I think for the sandwiches I need bread. I need I think carrots and lettuce, and then chicken sandwiches is what came with the Delightful mod. But I actually went ahead and I think I made a fish sandwich version, right? So it's the same thing, but you use fish fillets instead. So that's what we would do. These are salmon berries from the Delightful mod, and they are useful for a number of different things. Salmon berries actually grow wild in my neck of the woods in real life. They look a lot like raspberries, but they're almost they're orangish. Sometimes close to red, but most of the time just orangish. I haven't had any myself. I've seen them growing a lot of places, but I'm kind of nervous because I'm not that confident in my botany woodsman type skills. Still the fifth, okay. To grab something in the wild and chomp down it for fear of poisoning myself. So, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that there aren't any poisonous berries that look like raspberries or salmon berries or blackberries in continental US. So yeah, still, I just don't want to poison myself. Tomatoes. These are thermal series tomatoes. Trying to get in close without getting the grapes, but good luck with that. Okay. Or the flax. These won't give me any experience, so I'll just farm them anyway. They'll make good compost. We have plenty of grapes. So at some point we can make wines. But I got 2 teenage daughters. I get plenty of wine. More than my fair share of wine during the week. So let's see. Okay. That one already? Okay. Now, you know, at some point in the near future, we'll get to the point where we start setting up our proper storage. And, you know, this is what I would do, is I'd put half in the composter and half in storage. But I'm not quite sure what I already have in my ad hoc storage. So I'm kind of going with that same model, but oh, sadder root. That stuff will kill you. Literally. Not by eating it, but by walking into it. Okay, these are peanuts. And don't ask me how the peanut seeds are different than the peanuts themselves. I didn't make the mod. This field, I remember we were growing duplicates of something. I don't remember what I was growing duplicates of, but so I got to find something to put in that field that we're not already growing. Oh, whoa. Okay, what you got? Strange metal rod. Warm touch. That's not good. Fir sapling. Rubber wood sound. Oh, hold on. Rubber wood, huh? And it takes 8. Take 8 emeralds. Okay. I want the rubber wood tree, and I was just going to take my time, but Bozo and his pets will probably wind up killing themselves by wandering to the Satarroot part of the garden. So I need to kind of go get my cash. It's like, you know, you guys don't kill yourselves. Let me go get my wallet. You know what? The vast majority of this stuff, I think I'm already full up on for now. Hop seeds? Okay, we didn't have any of those. I'll keep those. Peanut seeds we got. Let's see. Hops? Okay, good. Nope, we already have enough cabbage. Tomatoes? Okay, good. Tea blossoms. Actually, tea blossoms plant. So they go over here. Carrots. Yeah. Peanuts? Nope. So all that stuff can be composted. Let's grab this real fast. So, just a note to the folks at Mojang, for the love of Pete, would you please improve the intelligence of villagers and wandering traders from not wandering into things like, berry bushes with thorns, lava, whatever, right? And they're still hanging out by the city route, so let's get this rubber tree. Okay, so we made a deal. I got a rubber tree. Very pretty. Let's see. Let's just throw it all in there. What else can we... green tea leaf we'll keep. Throw the straw in there. Throw this other stuff in here. No, not the sugar cane. We'll keep that for now. So the rubber tree, I believe, like the name would imply, it's going to let me make rubber, which is useful in the thermal series. So let's take these enchantments off, and I'm hoping... No, it did not give me... Gave me almost nothing. Let's see how much... I think I need 35 for full enchantment. So, protection 4, insight 3, soulbound, unbreaking 3, aqua infinity, mending, respiration 3. That's it. Yep, 35 levels. Okay, we don't need to put the helmet on right this second. And we can finish up this farming, and that might get me to 35. And we'll be good at that point to enchant the helmet. I'd like at some point to get all my gear fully enchanted. In the other series, both Gryphon Horse and New Londinium. Come on, move along. I have access to a lot more broken nether portals, so I've had fully enchanted gear there for the last 10 or 20 episodes, but this one I'm still struggling. And the irony is that both of those, Gryphon Horse certainly has the dragons, but we're nowhere near counting the dragons just yet. And New Londinium, it's got some bad stuff in there, but it's more along the lines of regular Minecraft stuff. But this this world, it's got mods that it's rough going. And if you've seen some of the previous episodes, you've seen me get bounced around like a rubber ball. So having fully enchanted gear is perhaps most important in this world, and ironically, this is the world where I'm having the most difficulty getting fully enchanted gear, so it'll work out in the end. It might kill me, but it'll work out in the end. We found some type of underground bunker or feature way back at the beginning of the game, and there was like the most rambunctious Enderman in the whole world I've seen down there. So I if I remember correctly, I tried to explore it, and there wound up being like an ocean of zombies down there, so I ran back and haven't been back there since. But I will return. Oh yes, I will. A little wing twirl for you. Gosh. Oh gosh. Again, I get rice and I get rice seeds. Okay. If you insist. It's like getting having chickens and getting eggs and chicken seeds. It's like, oh, okay. Chickens come from chicken seeds, and what comes from eggs? Oh, let's see. We got 35. So let's go. No, not Air Infinity. Aqua Infinity. Aqua Velva. Mending. Respiration. Okay. That's 2 bits of gear fully enchanted. I need to work on... I think I will want to work on the feet next, because there's all sorts of weird stuff with the feet. There's water walking, or depth strider is what they call it, and feather fall, and God knows what else. Let's see. So let's see. I think it's going to be an expensive one then. So protection 4, feather falling 4, soulbound on breaking 3, depth strider 3, mending. It's not as expensive as I thought, but still 29 is pretty pricey at the moment. So I'm at 2. I don't think I'll get to 29, but we'll give it a shot. Okay. How's this going? So let's grab this stuff and put the flint back in. That'll help generate more sand. And we got lots of stuff percolating through here. Very nice. Okay. Let's see. It is going to be a while before we run out of cobblestone. Let's see what else we can farm here. I don't remember how many points do I need. It was like, what was it, 30 or something like that? It was close to what we needed for the helmet. Oh, 29. Okay. So that's close to 30, but 29. Okay, that's a good number. 29. Let's see where we can get. And so we've already lost the llama and the trader to the Sada route. Almost got me a little bit. What is this? Eggplants. Okay. So we got eggplant seeds, right? And you won't make extra seeds with the eggplant themselves. Okay. Looks like we're about to be alone again. So note to self, this is a, you know, if you have a problem with wandering traders, you know, just set up some steady root bushes and let their wandering feet do the rest. But make sure if you want to make purchases, you make them quick before they kill themselves upon the bushes there. So this is corn. This is corn from the thermal series. This, I believe, this world also has corn from an add-on for Farmer's Delight. So yeah, I know it's kind of corny, but you know, my opinion, you can never have too much food. Well, you can't have too much food, but yeah. Speaking of that, it is as I record this is Easter Sunday for Eastern Orthodox, and my family Russian Orthodox. I converted to get married. And I bring that up because when it comes to like the Easter celebrations at a church, if you know anything about like Russian women, Russian moms, they're very much like Greek moms, Greek women, or church women at all, right? If you ever go to like some type of church luncheon or something, picnic, whatever, I said there's no such thing as too much food. Yeah, in the case of a church outing, that is completely wrong. There is too much food, and you have about 40 middle-aged women trying to shove it down your face because, you know, they feel like, you know, you need to eat more. And it's like, look at me, I'm roly-poly. If you're old enough to remember Weebles, that's what I look like, right? Weebles wobble, but they won't fall down. No, I weeble, I wobble. Sometimes I do fall down. I certainly don't need to eat a third and fourth helping of whatever it is they made. Now, that being said, I don't need it, but oh gosh, can they cook? And I could definitely pound that stuff away. Why can I not pick these up? I got space in my inventory. Okay. Put a pin in that one too. So let's plant the spinach. Okay, hold on. I was able to pick those up. Yes, there's I hadn't seen this in a while though. There's some type of bug that will hide stuff in my inventory, so you can't see it, but it's still taking up the inventory slot. And then if you try to like click on it in the inventory, then it'll finally show itself, which is exactly what just happened. So if you're puzzled by that, believe me, I'm puzzled by it too, and I haven't found out which mod's causing it, or what, you know, even what the root cause of the bug is, but it is what it is. Now we got potatoes. You know, I'm at 18. I don't know if I can get to 29, but I bet you we can get pretty close. Pretty darn close. 21. 22. 23. Yeah, we'll make it. We'll make 24. Maybe 25. No, 24. Well, shoot, that was a pretty good run. Yeah, this is about as repaired as it's going to get. Let's... So I might need to start working on this rich farmland again so we can generate crops faster. Eventually, the farming will be automated, and then so I will probably, you know, the rich farmland won't be quite as an imperative at that point, but it'll still be nice because when you plant crops in rich farmland, you can't trample them, right? So regular Minecraft farmland like this, if something bounces on it or falls on it, it could destroy the crop and the land. But with the rich farmland, it can take a beating and keep on ticking. So I like it. And that's pretty much everything that I have growing. Yeah. How's this going? I got a couple more gravel on the way. Let's wait for those. I am definitely generating way more gravel than sand, which is by design actually, but I think I might have to make a a sand run. There's a beachy biome near here where we originally got our first load of sand, and I might go over there with empty pockets and just pick up as much sand as I can, because we've got quite a bit of slag stacked in up here. So that gives me 2 full stacks of concrete powder. The limiting factor here was the dye. So what I'm going to do is take this charcoal, and actually I can do it in this bar. Make 64 black dye, and then use as much of the white dye as I can, or make. So 64 black was, that's nice, a little concert. So that gives me 128 gray, and now when I combine the gray with white, that's going to give me a mess of light gray. I got more actually, so let's just go as far as I can with this. And then, oh yeah, I had some in here already, so let's grab that too. Okay, that's a phenomenal amount of light gray dye that we can use to make light gray concrete. So it's working out very well. Very well. Which is good, because, you know, where's the slag? I thought I had enough slag. Did I drop it something? Oh. Okay. We're going to build this base out of light gray concrete. And in fact, a lot of the building we're going to do is in light gray concrete. So, in this case, there's really no such thing as too much light gray concrete. Impossible. Now, we take the light gray concrete powder and we put it in the washing. I guess it's a washing machine, technically. And we let that percolate a little bit. Sure seems to be taking a long time. I mean, it is a stack of 64, so the more you have in a stack, the longer it takes, but still seems to be taking. Okay, there we go. Swap these out. You know what? There we go. I think I picked up 2 of the stacks of powder before they were done, so it's got to start over from scratch. That was stupid on my part. Let's see what else is going on over here. We can put some of this gravel up in here now. That'll help. When it's done with the cobblestone, it'll grind up the gravel into sand. Okay, let's take a look. See if our concrete's ready. It is. Okay. So we're really in good shape as far as concrete goes. We're in much better shape than we were, both with what I have on hand and how we're generating that stuff. Actually, you know, we can just throw the coal into the bin here, and it'll grab that when it's out of everything else. Okay. Induction smelter. I really gotta. I need to remember to look up. Look up the thermal series and how it uses, or how much it uses in terms of RF. Redstone flux. That's not Saturn root. This is Saturn root. Let's see if any of it's done. I mean, if it's gonna be poking people and stuff, let's at least get something out of it. I don't want I don't want a full field of this stuff. I want to be able to have some walkways through it. So, well, maybe, you know what, so if we do a full field, we'll just have to harvest the whole field at once. But a whole field at once would also be a greater anti-personnel deterrent. We don't really have a problem with beasties spawning in the garden, but let's see, definitely put those away. Yeah, we already got a bunch of fish. I have a from the thermal series, I have a basically a fish trap running out there. I should probably go grab that. Get the fish out of it. We'll go ahead and put these here. This is for manual smelting. I forgot that I had all this stuff down here. I mean, I've just gotten so used to walking around it that I forgot it's there. But that's a grinding mechanism from Create. That's a gun bench from Tax Z. That's Angus. Let's see, what do we have? Those are seeds I'm already growing stuff. This is the to be grown stack. What's that? That's a different type of peanut that we're not growing. Oh, strawberries. Amaranth seeds from Thermal. Let's go with the Thermal strawberry seeds. I'm pretty keen for strawberries. I like strawberries. The ones at the store that look so big and rich and red are not very flavorful. The ones we grow in our garden, they get no bigger than your thumbnail, and man, are they incredibly flavorful and sweet. Almost like candy. So that's off and running. Okay. Looking at the clock, that's about it. So this was a very productive run. I think I need to put some type of covering over our little workshop that we have up here, but you know, we're in pretty good shape as far as generating light grade concrete. I mean, we're in very, very good shape. It's not fully automated. I'd like to get to that point, right? But we're not. I'd like to do that when I have the space to set it up on a permanent basis. But that aside, I'm pretty happy with how things went. I had fun. I hope you had fun. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you come back. In the meanwhile, go ahead and bash the like button, or leave a comment, or subscribe, or better yet, join the channel. All these things help us, and it's fun. There's a link to my Discord there, so by all means, join the Discord. And until next time, I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps just a touch of good fortune. Cheers.